Well, hello and welcome to this Group C match at the SANKYO Frontier Kashiwa Stadium. It's a J.LEAGUE Cup match in Group C. It's match day 6 and it really is decisive. Fine temperatures around 21 degrees Celsius here at the venue, but an opportunity for both these sides to make it a little hotter on the pitch. This is undoubtedly one of the most important fixtures in the match day 6 of this J.LEAGUE Cup, in the sense that Kashiwa Reysol and Kyoto Sanga can still both finish top of the group, but all 4 teams that are participating can find themselves in the playoff spots, the knockout stages to come beyond this group stage. This Group C has been a rather tightly contested table. Going through the respective matches, there are some tables that are a little easier than others in terms of results overall. And certainly looking at Group A, the likes of Kashima Antlers and Cerezo Osaka have already found themselves advancing as top 2. Sanfrecce Hiroshima runaway leaders in Group B. This is a Group C match that we're focusing on here, and a chance for one of the 2 sides to potentially finish top of the group as well. Both these sides can still do that. There's Kashiwa Reysol ahead by 1 on 8 points, just ahead of the 2 teams chasing them on 7 points. Sanga second overall, but their goal difference is problematic. They would likely want to claim a win today, and they would have to almost certainly claim a win today if they are to advance or go to the playoff rounds. As Kashiwa Reysol, Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo, Kyoto Sanga and Sagan Tosu within 3 points of one another from top to bottom of this group. And then in Group D, an opportunity for Shonan Bellmare to cement their spot atop the standings. They are with Fukuoka level on 9 points. Jubilo Iwata 7 points. They could still book a place in the playoff stages. FC Tokyo out of the running. Well, there have been a couple of standout performers certainly for both these sides, although for Kashiwa Reysol it's been somewhat of a tough time in terms of goal scoring. Certainly last season was not the best of chances for the side overall, but they are a side that does have pedigree and history. They won the J.LEAGUE Cup as recently as 2013 and also won it back in 1999. Some history to speak about, but there's a relatively young side that has been put out by coach Nelsinho, the Brazilian in charge of this outfit. There is some experience though in the likes of Yuta Somaya, the 35-year-old who finds himself starting in a defensive role again today, but he's alongside the likes of Hayato Tanaka, the 18-year-old.
3回目の対戦となりますが、どのように分析されて警戒すべき点はどのあたりだとお考えでしょうか。
O time vai enfrentar o Kyoto pela terceira vez nessa temporada. O que o senhor acha que tem que prestar atenção?
The Brazilian coach Nelsinho.
O Kyoto é uma equipe que marca muito, né? Consegue muitos espaços marcando. E nós não podemos deixar de fazer isso também, né? Nós temos que, apesar de estar jogando dentro da nossa casa, às vezes a gente leva para o jogo aquela condição de precisamos jogar, precisamos, e esquece de marcar, né? Eu acho que hoje é um jogo que vale uma classificação e nós temos que estar muito atento a todos os detalhes dentro do campo.
京都は非常に守備が堅いチームで、ゲームを通して安定した守備が特徴的なチームだというふうに見ているんですけども、我々も今日ホームゲームですので、攻めだけに偏ったゲーム展開にならないように、しっかり締めるところは締めて、堅い守備から相手が空けたスペースというものをついていきたいと。今日のゲームは自力でね、グループステージを突破するためにも非常に重要な位置づけの試合ですので、なんとかまず自分たちの、やってきたことディテールにこだわってですね、いいゲームができればなというふうに思っています。
Just taking a look at the formations, and certainly a 2-striker partnership up front is going to be vital for this side, who will be aiming for nothing short of victory. Kashiwa Reysol. 7 on the bench for this side, including Kaito Mori and Fumiya Unoki. They do have the thoroughly experienced Japanese international as well, Taiyo Koga, the 23-year-old, on the bench. But this Kashiwa Reysol side have made 11 changes from the side that started in their last match. It was a 1-0 J.League loss to Gamba Osaka. They are missing Takumi Kamijima on a yellow card suspension, so slight shake-up from a suspension perspective. But they're up against the Kyoto Sanga side who are back in the top flight for the first time since 2010. It's really turning out to be a season that they are wanting to cherish. And if they could advance to the playoff stages of this J.League Cup, then a real opportunity to build a massive positive into the season. Here's the coach.
選手たちとはこのゲームに向けてどのような共有をされてきたんでしょうか。
状況ははっきりしているので、かといって自分たちのやり方を根本が変えるっていうよりは、いつも通りとは、いつにも増してその勝ちの重みっていうのは今日の一戦にはすごくありますけども、だからって試合は90分プラスアディショナルタイムあるので、しっかり自分たちらしく、最初から最後まで戦えるように、準備はしてきたので、それを、今日出たメンバーが体現してくれると思います。
柏に対してはどのような分析をされていらっしゃいますか。
今日相手もメンバーが変わって、うちも前節から変わっているので、一人一人個人のところっていうのはだからといって落ちるわけじゃないと思いますので、全体の総合力で勝負しなきゃいけないですし、経験ある選手も若い選手も非常にポテンシャルの選手も多いので、そのあたり警戒したいなと思います。
柏は今シーズン特に守備面強化されていると思いますが、どのように点を取っていきたいとお考えでしょうか。
今シーズンだけじゃなくて、やっぱりしっかりした堅い守備からカウンターアタックっていうのはレイソルさんの伝統の良さだと思いますし、そういうのを出させないだけじゃなくて、自分たちがそこでゴールに迫れる場面をたくさん作れるようにやっていきたいなと思います。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
Just taking a look at the lineup then for the visiting side, a side that is celebrating 100 years of existence, founded in 1922. They're celebrating a centenary this year. This is a side with perhaps a little bit of fortune on their side. A side that could go on and claim history in a milestone year. Long overdue return to J1 this past season. The home side in their traditional yellow and black. Kashiwa Reysol up against a Kyoto Sanga side that last won a cup of significance back in 2002, some 20 years ago now, the Emperor's Cup. They too have made 11 full changes to their side that started in their last match, a goalless league draw to Shimizu S-Pulse. First season back for their opponents. Kashiwa Reysol will be seeking nothing short of victory at home. Hiroki Kasahara, the 33-year-old referee, picks up the ball from the pedestal. And a home match for Kashiwa Reysol. This is the SANKYO FRONTIER Kashiwa Stadium, where Reysol take on Sanga. Turn out in the white with purple trim today rather than the darker outfit. Mascot will greet the players on the pitch for Kashiwa Reysol, and for Sanga, chance to acknowledge those who've gathered in attendance. Indeed, just delightful to see crowds back now almost all around the world, just bringing an atmosphere to the respective venues. Certainly for the players, it's something that has delighted the individuals concerned. Kazuki Tanaka, still only a youngster, the 22-year-old. Yuki Honda, the captain, will conduct the coin toss with referee Kasahara. His opposite number, thoroughly experienced Yuta Someya, 35 years old. Referee in charge. Man in the middle. He too earning experience, building experience, and now on the FIFA panel as well. Yamasaki will be wanting to get going. 29-year-old former Nagoya Grampus striker. On the opposite side, though, might have to deal with the likes of Dodi, the Brazilian, 26-year-old who slots into midfield. Another Brazilian on the pitch is Mendes in defence for this Kyoto Sanga side. Man who formerly played at Palmeiras, one of the grand clubs of Brazilian league football. His final moments to limber up ahead of the start of this matchday 6 tie. Final moments in the huddle for the respective teams, and then we will get underway. The two sides sporting completely changed squads. Only a handful of players remain from their last respective matches, and none of the starters. The home side wanting victory, expecting victory. That's 18-year-old Yugo Masakake, and who scored the equaliser when the teams met at Sanga Stadium in the group stages. That finished 1-1. On the opposite side, Yamada, 20-year-old who as well found some goals. The home side get us underway then here at the SANKYO FRONTIER Kashiwa Stadium. The home side turning out in their traditional black and yellow up against a Kyoto Sanga side who sport white with purple trim for today's tie. And immediately getting into a little bustle, coming away successfully. Takaharo Iida, 27-year-old, a right back who is not had many opportunities to start so far this campaign, so a rare chance he's been given by his Korean coach, Cho Kui-jae. Early chances will be what both these sides are looking for. A little too heavy, and failure to bring it under control means the opponents have possession. They are the oldest club competing in the J-League, Kyoto Sanga. They celebrate 100 years of existence. Will that milestone drive them on to something successful? This is a good-looking run from Yamada. Delivery into a pivotal position, but comfortably steered away. The long-range follow-up is fruitless ultimately as it goes skidding off the side of the captain's boot. Honda. Yamasaki, a player who would love to get on the score sheet for Kyoto Sanga today. In goal, Masato Sasaki, 20-year-old. Great start for him as well for this side, and that's just poor control. A loss of concentration. Keita Nakamura, who signed from Shimizu S-Pulse, finds himself conceding possession in a cruel manner. Throw-in taken short. Just trying to play the triangles here are Kyoto Sanga. Move the ball around the pitch as quickly as they can. Good defensive pressure from a home side that is hoping to claim the victory here. Downfield, it's not comfortably claimed. I remind you, this is match day 6, so significant for both these sides. Now, the home team on attack. This is looking a little more promising. Ultimately unsuccessful as trying to work that ball in. Kitazume fails to pick out a marker. Instead, it's steered away fairly comfortably by Rikito Inoue. Kashiwa Reysol on the attack, deep inside position territory, but that's fairly comfortably steered away. This is not a hugely significant moment for Reysol and their first real meaningful probe into their opponent's territory. A touch from which they won a corner, and that's going to be a free kick as Mendes is bundled over. A little too enthusiastic in trying to get possession there. Ochai. A side that does need goals, Kashiwa Reysol. They really have struggled to find a replacement to Michael Olunga, the Kenyan international striker who made his way to Al Dahel in Qatar last year, having been the league's leading scorer with 28 goals. It's the best scoring tally in J-League 1 in 20 years. And bear in mind, he was a man who, on the way to that tally of 28, scored 8 famously in a 13-1 win for Kashiwa over Kyoto Sanga in 2019. Cristiano as well, dangerous man who departed in the off-season, scored a hat-trick in that game. Masukake putting his nose in the right areas, hoping to force errors from the opponents. So both sides in the initial stage just holding their structure well, but it does not mean that there are not opportunities to come. Just trying to work with a 3-man defence are Reysol when they take the ball forward. 5-man defence when they lose possession, playing with the wing-backs. Washita and Kitazume, plenty of responsibility on the shoulders of those two. On the opposite side, Ida, halfway line, just working the ball back inside nicely, moving the ball around, claiming possession. Good, comfortable possession game in the early stages. That'll be comfortable for Ida to lay back to his goalkeeper. Wakahara has yet to keep a clean sheet this season, so Kashiwa Reysol will know that and will want to pressure the goalkeeper, potentially into making an error. Kyoto Sanga, for a brief moment, looked like they were building up to something rather industrious. Quite playing the danger game here, but Sasaki has it away for his side. Goalkeeper clad in red tonight. And slight miscommunication potentially between the defenders. Kazuma Nagai, the apologetic hand up from the man from Osaka. Recovered, done rather well, Nakamura. Staying on his feet, laying that ball across. A little pulling and shoving going on that Dodi is upset at. The call did not go in his favour. Lovely interplay, again working the angles. Daiki Kaneko. Solid defending in the end that forces the error from his opponent, Dodi. Frustration from the Brazilian in midfield. Likes to play an attacking role, as do many of the Brazilian players who aren't based in their home country. A country that has over 850 professional players playing all around the world in top leagues. So I remind you, match day 6 in the J-League Cup. Real opportunity here for the home team, and that looks a little untidy. A follow-up effort into the body of the defender. Desperate appeals from Reysol to say, handball and a penalty they were hoping for, but the call does not go their way. Slid out wide, delivery in, Ida. This time too. They have an opportunity. Just a sniff of an opportunity for this Kashiwa Reysol side a moment ago. Certainly one for Sanga on the opposite side that would have really hurt if Reysol had failed to score, and indeed Sanga had a side famously known as Kyoto Purple Sanga for a while until the official name change. Now, this was the attacking move. Looking to work that ball into that danger area, couldn't get the shot away. Nakamura, in the end, the shot did come in from Uchiai into the body though of the opposing defender. I think it was Nagai. So both sides having comported themselves well in the opening nearly 10 minutes of this tie. Tanaka. Host of under-23 players for this Kyoto Sanga side. As coach Cho Gui-jai wants to allow some of the younger players to get a bit of a run in the cup competition. Ida, though, who gets a rare start at right back, is one of the older players at 27. Danger potentially. It's a looping ball, and kindly for the goalkeeper, all brought under complete control. Still feeling each other out perhaps, but in midfield Kashiwa Reysol looking a little more attuned to the conditions and indeed a little more cohesive. Kyoto Sanga, when they have possession, are able to get themselves into decent areas. They haven't produced an out-and-out scoring chance. And that might frustrate the team. And the longer Kashiwa Reysol can keep them without having an out-and-out scoring chance, the more the pressure will build. For options, always good to take the ball into the opponent's half. Somewhere at the back, just leading by example. This is a diagonal ball that may be asking a little too much of the man down the right flank. It was kept in play brilliantly at the end, the most valiant of attempts, but unable to pick out a teammate. Waiting for it was Uchiai, who looked devastated that had gone directly to the defender, as Tanaka picked it up. The 18-year-old defender who came through the youth development of Kashiwa Reysol, looking to stabilize his role in the team and try to cement a regular starting berth. Again, that ball played into space, and goalkeeper needs to be aware and comfortably out of his area. Will deny Dodi any chance of attack. Mankahara happy to collect on the edge of his 18-yard area. Good communication as well from the respective sides. Sanga down this flank, Yamada. Delivery to Kama, it's a decent looking delivery, a crisp one that was inviting, but ultimately Yamasaki unable to steer that ball goal bound. What a crisp delivery. Yamasaki as well doing ever so well to get up between two defenders. Last touch, however. First coming off, that's Yamada, the man who fed in the ball. Last touch coming off Reysol defender, so corner it is, the first of the game. Headed away. Fairly convincing fashion as well. Nobody out collecting, but the second chance ball is fed in. No concerns for Sasaki, who came confidently flying out of his area, his 6-yard goal area, staying in the penalty area, that is. Back inside from Iwashita. Quickly moved forward again without danger to the opponents. So 0-0 it is, the second meeting of these sides in the group stages of the J.League Cup. Draw the result last time out. Nobody maintaining possession for any sustained period of time, and that'll lead to limited access to the opponent's 18-yard area. Goalkeeper Makahara. Still only 22, but somebody who's shown wonderful signs of goalkeeping prowess. It is a role in which you mature into. It's not simply about shot stopping his goalkeeping, it's so much more, and certainly greater demand for all-round footballers in goalkeepers in the modern game of football. This time a chance that goes a-begging again. Good run into a danger area down this left side flank. Iwashita involved again. Yamada. Starting so much is Yamada. Yamasaki dropping a little deeper to fetch, but we want to get forward. Yamada can deliver telling crosses from his near side flank. Opting to go back inside. Kaneko getting involved as well, and this ball, disappointingly from a Kyoto Sanga perspective, is out of play. Cho watching on, 53-year-old Korean in charge of this side, up against his 71-year-old opponent, the Brazilian Nelsinho. Miscommunication. It happens, but it's certainly not pretty. There's the Brazilian tactician. He too has opted for a relatively young side, a couple of 18-year-olds in his starting lineup, including Takumi Tsuchiya and Yugo Masukake, the young striker who scored the equaliser. They met at Sanga Stadium earlier this campaign. Yamada finds himself dispossessed and down on the turf as well, but he's not going to feign injury. Instead, he's back on his feet and happy to continue. A little too strong, the header back. That might have proved to be a rather good attacking move had it gone to foot for Kyoto Sanga. There is pressure that remains though on the goalkeeper, who's tried to flick this ball out to Tanaka. Throw in to Sanga. Just a little too strong, Kazuki Tanaka. And from Osai University, who made his way to Kyoto Sanga. Now playing without top goal scorer today in Pito Utaka, who is famously the younger brother of the great Nigerian international striker John Utaka, also a Nigerian international. Kashiwa Reysol, good looking move through the centre here, but a fine challenge. Dispossessed, and now Yamada's on his way on the opposite side. Loves to take the ball into the opponent's half. Gifted defender. Cross coming in, it's a little too strong. Again, searching for Yamasaki. Dodi, meanwhile, how about this for a run? Left his defender behind. By the time he got to the opposite end, ever so watchful. How about that for a challenge? Successful challenge. Beautiful slide from Kaneko, who's been so solid in defence. From a midfield perspective in today's game, the man on loan from Urawa Reds, as an effort comes in, but comfortable catching height for the goalkeeper, who takes cleanly and then looks to distribute. Just laying the ball at the feet of his defenders. Popping it down at Sumeya's boots, and that ball out of play. Shifting the ball around as quickly as they can and using Dodi to venomous effect. He has a long-range snapshot that is nearly successful as well, just beyond the 20-minute mark. Well, that's a little ambitious, you would argue. But a fantastic effort from Rikito Inoue. Only signed in January this year. The setup looked wonderful. Execution less so. So Kyoto Sanga have come to play. They've already got Sasaki as the busier of the two goalkeepers. Ball into that danger area. Here comes a real chance, and that is not very comfortably, but certainly cleared over the goal line, but over his crossbar at the same moment. Ochai running into a danger area. Grand run down that far side flank from Kitazume. Ball into the danger area. Look at Kitazume's cross. And his brave defending from Kazuma Nagai. 23-year-old just scooping that ball over his own crossbar. And how often those could go wrong. First corner of the game for the home team. Taking a quick opportunity to rehydrate as well is Reysol man Nakamura. Delivery in low and flat. That could so easily have been directed goal bound, ultimately not. Nakamura's ball. Mendes with the defense. Another man from Brazil. Former Palmeiras man, unlike Dodi, who is with Fluminense. Another one of the giant clubs of Brazilian football. Yugo Masukake, an exciting prospect in the world of football, just 18. Referee just having a quiet word here with Nagai and Tanaka. Tanaka still very much learning his trade, a man who came through the youth development at Kashiwa Reysol and now part of the first team. Dream of every young footballer. Brazilian in charge. He'll be wanting his Brazilian Dodi to get himself on the score sheet today. He's yet to score a goal for his side since making his way to Japan. Call against Tochiai, who holds up the apologetic hand as he makes his way beyond the referee. A little late and certainly clumsy as he cut through his opponent, Rikito Inoue. Well, he's getting himself into a spot of bother here potentially, and only just managing to escape. Again, Uchiai. The call against him. And Nagai found himself in a spot of bother defensively. He's playing on the inside of Ida. And goalkeeper, well, he didn't need to be out of his 18-yard area, did Sasaki, but he's given Kyoto Sanga a glimmer of hope to finding a goal. In the end, it's a scramble away that has worked out for the goalkeeper, but far from being what he needed to do. It was his own player that got a touch on it. I think it was Hayato Tanaka. Free kick going the way of Reysol. Iwashita again. Heavily involved. Nagai conceding Ida conceding the free kick. Losing possession here and then trying to scramble and win it back, and indeed has caused the foul. Using every opportunity he can. Nakamura, just to rehydrate, get some water. Dangerous set piece. Here's the delivery, equal to the task. It's back across the face of goal. The header that came floating into a group of players. Tsuchiya with the touch on the ball back into that goal area, but Mendes heading it out of place. A corner it is. Approaching the half-hour mark. Neither of these sides with a goal as yet. Nakamura, curling ball. Again, the Sanga defense is comfortable to deal with. Steal the ball away, but not cleared it completely. It's left the ball in possession of their opponents inside their own 18-yard area, and now Sanga are able to come away with possession, hoping to hit on the counter-attack, and we're going to see a yellow card issued here, and that is a cynical foul. So Kato, the man from Saitama, just looking to deny his opponent a passage through to his own half. Tugs Yamada back, and first yellow card of the game. Takaharu Ida, Taka to many. Kyoto Sanga looking through the center. It's a little crowded, but they have managed to find an acre of space, and the shot that comes in is only just high. Very creative and industrious from Keito Nakano. In the end, took it from the left boot to the right. But with the bodies that Kashiwa Reysol had, and the numbers, just fantastic to create the space, although the effort was somewhat high. They're getting the shots coming in. Effectively half an hour in and already 5 efforts at their opponent's goal. For the home team, it's been dire in that respect. Reysol showed some better touches in the early stages, but have not followed up on that and certainly not created clear-cut scoring chances. Taken quickly by Ida. Now moving the ball around with purpose, and that's going to be, no, not a free kick. Looked like it might have been a free kick, but in the end the referee right on the spot, very well positioned, Mr. Kasahara. Happy to confirm that the player had jumped over his opponent's leg. No appeals for a free kick, to be fair to Masukake. Just taking a little bit of time to allow the ball to get to his danger area, and this is some brave defense from Kyoto. Reysol taking quickly. Nakamura searching for options. His passing game is certainly on point. Mochai wants to get involved again with the finishing. As well, you want him to. Apologetic hand from Nakamura this time. Up against Yamada. Just tugs him off the ball. So just over half an hour has come and gone. What these sides are hoping to achieve is passage to the playoff stages of this J.League Cup of 2022. Some scrambling defense at the moment. Match of concern in this group. Consadole Sapporo up against Sagan Tosu, still goalless in that match as well through half an hour. The results of these respective matches that are played concurrent to one another on the final day. Let's see two sides advance to the playoff round. Here by Sanga, again searching for space and finding it despite the bodies back for Reysol. A shot that is whipped along the ground. In the end, it's Takahida who's unleashed the effort. The right back far upfield, and he's dragged his effort terribly. Brings it under control. But again, Kashiwa Reysol will be a little concerned by the amount of room that has been provided to their opponents when they're set to be defending. They've got the bodies, they're just not closing the spaces. It's Yamada, quality player. Yamasaki, hungry to score, looking to get on the score sheet for Kyoto Sanga. Turn the ball around a little too cleverly, the no-look pass, and it's backfired as Kashiwa Reysol have possession back. Just swept away. As things stand in the group for Kashiwa Reysol, it's them who sit on top of the group, and a draw would see them advance to the next stage of the tournament as another charge is on here, and Kyoto Sanga get a shot away. Break into the danger area, and Nakano, who's been really solid alongside Kaneko in midfield, tries to fashion the final effort. Brilliant little run. And a 3-on-2 potentially building up. The shot to come, deflected away. Foul on Tanaka on the far side. Free kick goes the way of the visiting side. That's the incident. And as things stand, Kashiwa Reysol would advance with Consadole Sapporo, or Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo. Kyoto Sanga would miss out on a playoff place despite having the same number of points as the Sapporo team. Sagan Tosu would miss out as well. They'd finish bottom of the group. That's if the scores remain the same. Crisp delivery and a header that is not too far away. Looking to deflect it toward the back post, and on this occasion, unsuccessful. Nakano, who actually scored against the Sapporo side when they met earlier in the group stages, with a delicious delivery. And there to be headed. And ultimately not goal bound from the veteran Inoue. I say the veteran, he's only 25, but he's been around for some time. Quality professional. He's played all 5 of cup matches to date. Hasn't started all of them, but has played in all 5 of the previous matches. So keeps his record intact. Sanga bench. Coach Cho just having a discussion with his technical team and a handful of the players potentially around him as well. Kyoto Sanga looking for another moment to shine here, and it's very untidy defensively, but an escape nonetheless from Kashiwa Reysol, who are being put under immense pressure. The more this match continues, the greater the pressure being exerted by Kyoto Sanga, who have racked up nearly 10 efforts at their opponent's goal. They've yet to score, however. Delivery again is crisp. That is somehow managed to bounce its way through the 18-yard area before being deflected away by the Reysol defence. And this needs to be tidily dealt with, and is. Ball back to Wakahara. He's had precious little to do in the Kyoto Sanga goal today. Goalkeepers enjoy having a day that is either busy or quiet. In between games, not so much. They do enjoy the feel of making a good save, a massive confidence booster for goalkeepers as well. They can get an early save. Again, the build-up play from Sanga looking strong, but final effort is not there to be had. And again, the frustration builds for the Korean coach. Yamada unable to turn this ball goal-bound, but he's been so influential and industrious in the build-up play. That lovely leave by Tanaka just to set it up for his teammates, who fails to hit the target. He has already scored this campaign as Fuki Yamada, scored in the 2-1 cup win over Sagan Tosu. In the J-League as well, he's managed a goal, scored within a minute of coming on in the 3-1 league win over Vissel Kobe, which was most impressive. Made his way on, took a touch, back of the net. Dodi is down. Free kick goes the way of the home side. A little too enthusiastic in trying to get that ball back, Yamada. Dodi is not being allowed a great deal of space, particularly after his impressive run in the early stages of this tie. So 40 minutes have come and gone, 5 minutes to go to half-time. Neither one of these sides with a goal registered as yet. This J-League Cup that started in February and will end in October. Seeing all the 18 teams playing in the J1 League participating. And the 2 relegated teams from last season. Kyoto Sanga were playing in J2 just last season. The way they're playing here certainly does not suggest they were playing in the lower tier. Finished second behind Jubilo Iwata in J2 to earn promotion back to J1. Nakano. Yamada. And penalty arc. The attempt to work the ball back to Yamada. In the end, it is another corner to Kyoto Sanga. Just scrambled out for the throw-in, rather. Little dew on the ball, so quick chance to just dry out with a towel lying near the sound effects microphone. Takahiro Ida. Looking for the long, low, flat throw, trying to find the taller defenders as well, including his teammate Mendes, the Brazilian. Really good from set-piece situations. Again, in the modern era, throw-ins are becoming more and more regarded as scoring opportunities and set-piece chances. Not traditionally done. Delivery again from Ida, not finding a teammate, but the ball has stayed in Kashiwa Reysol territory. An attempt to flick that over the defense and into the path of his teammate. Nearly working, but in the end it is Nakano who finds himself infringing. And with that free kick going the way of the home side. Untidy and working the ball out of their own area here are Kyoto Sanga, and they might be punished. Decent looking floated ball in just a little too high in the end for either one of the advancing players. In the end, Masukake closest to it, but Ochiai also making a run a little shorter. Iwashita getting the pass quite as he would have liked. Long diagonal ball. This is not a bad ball. It's well controlled beautifully just behind the defence. In the end, a cynical foul on the opposing captain, and that is not a way to cover yourself in glory. Somea just dragged down, but looking for that bit of control in behind the defence. Kazuki Tanaka, and just a little too hungry to win back possession, has committed the foul on the opposing captain. He's on a yellow card today, incidentally, is Yuta Somea. Picks up a yellow, will be out suspended for Kashiwa Reysol's next match. And with that, no added time at the end of the opening half, as these sides will head to the tunnel and to the change rooms, locked at 0-0 in this Group C tie. At half-time then between these two rivals, Kashiwa Reysol 0, Kyoto Sanga 0. Players making their way back out onto the pitch following the half-time break, and we are going to see a handful of substitutions here for the home team, including bringing on Kaito Mori. Tsuchiya just having a chat with his goalkeeper. Confirmation that Takuto Kato is off and received the only yellow card of the opening half, and Riku Ochiai makes his way off as well, as Kaito Mori is on in his place. A change in midfield, a change in attack. And certainly Kashiwa Reysol need to increase their supply for the strikers if they are to find some success. And then the one change, Origbajo Ismaila. It's the only change made by Cho Kwijai, as he makes his way on for Ryogo Yamasaki, who previously won this tournament with Shonan Belmar. This J-League Cup match critical for both these sides, as a spot in the next round of the J-League Cup is at stake. A draw good enough to see Kashiwa Reysol through. That's Kaito Mori. It's confirmation of the other switch. Shihashi is on and Kato is off. Origbajo Ismaila. Hiroki Kasahara, the referee, gets the second half underway. It is 0-0 between Kashiwa Reysol and Kyoto Sanga at the break in this match day 6 of the J-League Cup group stages. It's the final match of the group stages for these respective sides. Kashiwa Reysol leading the group by 1 point. Scores remain the same in both matches. It is Kashiwa Reysol who will advance as top of Group C to the playoff round. Nikito Inoue, the player who went down. And Sanga will have the early free kick. New man on has some serious height, as Ismaila. Trying to run that ball out of their danger area, and then a little dink that is ultimately unsuccessful. Now the delivery to come, and Sanga forcing a save out of the goalkeeper, who deflects the ball unwittingly into his own teammates, and oh so nearly could have trickled back into his own net. Masato Sasaki has made a couple of decisions that have not looked comfortable for him ultimately. Ismaila being kept away from that ball by a little body check, but nothing wrong, says the referee. Is now looking to hit on the counter-attack here as the home side. Going down this near side flank, looking to get involved. Tsuchiya wanting to get involved, so too is Masukake, who was involved in setting that up. And indeed, Shihashi, the former Japan under-23 international. That was a moment ago. Ball skipping very unkindly for the goalkeeper, but did he have to come for it? Delivery being whipped in from Yuki Honda. Free kick going the way of Kyoto Sanga again. This time the foul on Nagai. He's cutting through his opponent late. Could have stopped, and referee Quite correct to award the free kick to the visiting team. Little touch from Honda. And Tanaka combining nicely down this left-hand flank. That's Masukake, the 18-year-old. Scored the equaliser, and these sides met earlier in the J.League Cup of this season. Love to get his name on the score sheet in both matches against Kyoto Sanga. Ismaila, that's a lovely bit of interplay here from Kyoto Sanga, creating space again. The shot comes away, but it fails to hit the target. Keita Nakano is showing his industrious play and his quite skillful runs. Plenty of guile and wonderful footwork from the midfielder, 23, currently on loan with the club from Urawa Reds. Urawa Reds win the Emperor's Cup last season, so he's no stranger to winning cup competitions. Kaneko also part of that Shonan Belmar side that won the 2018 J.League Cup, so has a little pedigree in this tournament. Good run. It's a very solid run. Kyoto Sanga looking for space inside the 18-yard area again. Little flick that is ultimately out of play. It is a little too tight on the angle to try to curl that ball in or whip it in the way he would have liked. Far from being a bad run, Fuki Yamada. He had the option of cutting back to players in midfield. Ismaila was sitting a little deep, and so too the likes of Kaneko and Nakano, who've combined well together in midfield for Sanga and helped produce 10 shots at goal, whereas their opponents have only produced the one in the match so far. 50 minutes have come and gone, 40 minutes remain in this match day 6 encounter. Just overrunning things slightly. Yuta Somea. Yamada you saw just a moment ago. Takaira. Another strong showing, could see him secure a starting berth regularly in the right back role, but he needs to find a little consistency, and to find consistency he'd need to find consistent opportunities in the starting lineup. Mendes is getting put under pressure here, and it's a great looking run in the end. Is there a shot to come from Masukake? The shot instead comes from Kaito Mori after the ball had dropped free at his feet. Finally, Kashiwa Reysol register another shot at goal. They might have a third as well, with the effort potentially on the cards here. Long range effort, and well, it looks threatening from that sort of range for Keita Nakamura, unable to test the opposing goalkeeper. Masukake had a chance a moment ago to get the shot in and hit the target, but it was not to be. Tenacious display from Masukake, looking for his second cup goal in this campaign, looking to get that shot away. In the end, his body's on the floor. Rikito Inoue in the end putting his body on the line for Kyoto Sanga to deny their hosts a shot. Final shot came in from that man, Kaito Mori. Japan Youth International, who's looking to impress in the opportunity he gets. Now, Kashiwa looking more dangerous. Mori can scoop that ball beyond the opposing defender. In the end, it is fairly comfortably handled. Down the near side, looking to get Honda involved. Possession is lost, and Kashiwa Reysol back with a chance to score here. Mori tries for the square ball toward the back post, and it looked like the header could come good. Claiming that it is, or should be, a corner kick is Nakamura. Final touch of him, that ball just a little too high. Again involved in the build-up play, Kitazume. There's Kitazume. One of the veteran players on the pitch, now 30-year-old. Smiler with a few unhappy words to his teammates. The half-time substitution. A handful of Nigerian forwards that play in the Japanese top flight. This could spill free. Here is Ismaila looking to tee it up for a teammate instead. Maybe a chance to come, switches onto his left boot here, and a follow-up effort that was ambitious, but not too far away. Takaida trying to show his prowess with both feet. Smacks it with a left initially, and then goes for the follow-up effort with a right. As the ball rebounded kindly for him. And looking to provide an assist was the 23-year-old Nigerian, formerly of Fukushima United. Stolen away. Kashiwa Reysol will have the chance again to apply a little pressure on the Kyoto Sanga goal. It's been a much improved performance from the home team in the second half. Home fans will be delighted with the improvement. They still need to create more out-and-out goal-scoring chances, and they certainly need to get a few shots in on target as well. And this may be one here. In the end, again, stolen away successfully. Little space opening up. It's a little too heavy on this occasion. Slightly too heavy on the touch for Shiashi to set up a teammate. And a change to come. Keito Nakana is making his way off. Man who scored against Sapporo in this group stage already. Kaneko looked really good in midfield. Gifted left boot from Nakano. He makes his way off. And on in his place, Shunpai Fukuoka. Being allowed to bounce. Kyoto Sanga want to try to regain some of their momentum from the opening half, where they were setting up glorious goal-scoring chances, not taking them but setting them up regardless. A dozen odd efforts at their opponent's goal. Still no score. 0-0 it remains. Delivery in here. Smiler can't get to it. Denied by the opposing defence. That's going to be a free kick to Kashiwa Reysol. Maybe a little too enthusiastic here. Denying Masukake an opportunity with the ball at his feet was Daiki Kaneko. former winner of this cup. J.League Cup group stage fixture here between Kashiwa Reysol and Kyoto Sanga. Nearly an hour gone in the tie, just over half an hour remaining. That's a lovely through ball. Mori might like a crack at goal, and he goes with an effort that deflects off the body of a opposing defender. In the end, Nagai with a rescue act, the man from Osaka. But Kaito Mori needs to find finishes on this. Gets away from two defenders very comfortably, took Mendes out of play. And then the right-footed effort that just cannons into the body of Kazuma Nagai. The 23-year-old genuinely putting his body on the line for his team. But Kaito Mori could have done a little more. Comfortable for Sasaki. Kyoto Sanga, what can they do with this rare possession? It's been largely Kashiwa Reysol in the second half, but now Sanga go on the attack, looking to feed the ball into that danger area again. There were two waiting centrally. Yamada with an effort that sees the ball scooped away by Kitazume. Hoping to score in front of the travelling Kyoto Sanga fans. The height advantage certainly for Kyoto Sanga, Mendes and Ismaila. So an hour has come and gone. If things remain the same, it'll be Kashiwa Reysol who advance to playoff stages. Still 0-0 in the two fixtures across Group C. This one between Kashiwa and Kyoto. Consadole, Sapporo and Sagan Tosu also currently 0-0. Iwashita with a attempted long throw. The Sapporo and Kashiwa sides in this group only need draws today to successfully advance to the next stage of the tournament. The knockout rounds beginning. There's Yuki Honda looking to scoop one in. This a short while ago. Ball in behind the defence, and this is a man who against Sanfrecce Hiroshima came off the bench and scored twice in a fantastic come-from-behind victory for Kashiwa Reysol. Be hoping to do something similar, scoring for his side today against Kyoto Sanga. Time is running out into the final half hour already. To Sasaki. The ball just put out of play owing to the player down. It's Nagai who is down on the turf. Standing over him, showing some concern, is the striker Masukake. He was not involved in the challenge. It was Kaito Mori. Oh, it's just the elbow that's caught him perhaps on the chin and part of the neck. Did not see anything malicious in that. Good refereeing as well. First concern is for the injured player. Goes over to check on Nagai. The remainder of the players around using the opportunity to take in a little water. And the stretcher is being ordered. First real injury concern of this game. None in the opening half and no added time. And was that a swinging elbow? You're allowed to use your arms in the air if it's to control your balance. Was he swinging that arm back, knowing that his opponent was there? It'd be cynical if it was. And maybe it's just the landing as well, perhaps being a little awkward for Nagai. Maybe taken off balance, because it does seem to be a little trouble with his leg, his right leg. And this could spell the end of his game. Kyoto Sanga fans will not be happy. He's put in a fantastic shift for this visiting side so far today, and for him, disappointment. Does not want to leave the pitch in this manner. He's being applauded off. Toyokawa, he and Daigo Araki, the two players who look to be making their way on imminently. For a way through. Kyoto Sanga going on the rampaging run now. Loses possession and ball snaffled away. Goalless it remains. With that though, we are going to have a stoppage in play, and we are going to have the changes. The play will get back underway. Gone back for a little discussion on tactics, it seems. Araki just taking in as much water as he possibly can. So we are going to see changes now. Nagai is making his way off. On in his place, Daigo Araki, the Chiba-born star. Yuki Honda also making way. Toyokawa is on, and Genki Omae, the man who makes his way on now. Slightly more attacking in terms of the replacements. So full complement of substitutes now complete for Kyoto Sanga. Just over 20 minutes remaining in this game, and they need the goal. They need to find the victory if they are to advance. If there is a winner in this game, that team will advance to the playoffs, regardless of what happens in the remaining match between Sagan Tosu and Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo. Just working that ball down the near side, a delivery in by Araki. Not picked up by any of his own teammates, cleared. Another slightly attacking player set to make his way on shortly. This time for the home team though, Unoki. that is the change to come. Hugo Masukake will make his way off. Fans applaud as he leaves the pitch. And on in his place is Fumiya Unoki. The 20-year-old hoping for a successful season with Kashiwa Reysol. Replacing a man who has yet to score in the J-League but has 4 goals in 5 cup matches. Araki searching for options. Oh, beautiful through ball here. Now, real attacking chance. Ismail has gone central, waiting for the ball to come. Instead, it's a shot that's flush across the face of the opposing goal. In the end, not the worst of balls in. A little closer, perhaps, to Ismail, and he might have got a slide in. That's a beautiful pass out wide. Again, just a little shift in midfield. The touch from Genki Omai into the path of Ida. 2 defenders on Ismaila. That's the man with the beautiful through ball that allowed Kyoto Sanga that fast break. Kashiwa Reysol again using the set piece, maybe a chance building up again, creating half chances more than anything else. The early stages of this second half saw 2 clear-cut opportunities for them to take the lead, and some desperate defending in the end stood in their way. Hoping that his teammates will see that he's in acres of space down the near side is Araki, screaming for possession. The ball is coming via the central defence. Mendes. Ismaila with a header on it, but inside the centre circle it goes. Again, solid defending in midfield. Midfield combination is looking good at the moment. Is Omai and Kaneko. Delivery in here, and that really should have been put away. Beautiful delivery. It looked to be at a perfect height, and having made the run from deep in midfield all the way up into an attacking position, is unable to steer the ball goal-bound. Maybe feeling it was a little too high, but again the delivery from Ida, that needed a bigger jump. Now 32, but came off the bench and got himself into a good attacking position after helping set up that initial movement. Great run through the centre, ultimately a header not to come. It's Hidekazu Otani who is being spoken to by the technical staff at Kashiwa Reysol. He'll be on shortly. There he is, Otani. Kyoto Sanga, advantage being played, good refereeing. Araki searching for options. He's got a few players waiting on the inside in the pocket here as well. It needed a first-time touch. No, it didn't. Smashed home by the new man who's just made his way on. He's having a few fantastic touches. Thought about scoring with the initial touch. Took a touch just to bring the ball under control and still struck it home beautifully. Wonderful placement, and now Kyoto Sanga have the advantage. They are in prime position to make the playoffs. It is game on as Kashiwa Reysol need to find an answer to this. Wonderful play, and referee playing advantage on that was superb from the match official. And then in space, the way he's been moving since he made his way on the park, the 32-year-old Genki Omai needed that initial touch. It looked like he was setting up to take the first time strike, but felt more comfortable with the first time touch. And it is the super subs who have created this goal. Daigo Araki down the left flank, feeding that ball in, and the man with the finish, who's been showing some wonderful touches, came close to scoring a short while ago. Has the goal now. And it is Kyoto Sanga who lead. Can they maintain this pressure? They've certainly dominated aspects of play. With that goal being scored, there has been a change in personnel for Kashiwa Reysol, who do need to find something if they are to stand any chance of advancing. An equaliser will do for the home team. But Otani is on, Nakamura is off for Reysol. Genki Omai has been superb with the few minutes that he's been on the pitch. Another set piece going the way of the visiting side. Little urgency now in the game of Kashiwa Reysol for Kyoto Sanga. They simply want to continue on their way, wanting to get involved with every move down this left flank. Yuta Toyokawa. Again, the movement looks crisp. Movement looks very crisp, but the delivery far too close to goalkeeper Sasaki. Has finally been beaten. This is going to be a fifth and final change for the home side. We're looking to change things up. Genki Omai's goal separates these sides. Getting into scoring chances and positions. Scoring chances are coming, scoring positions they have. That, in the end, looked a lot closer than I initially thought. Delivery back in from Unoki, trying to find Kaito Mori. So, last change here. Tsuchiya is off. On in his place, Takuma Ominami, the 24-year-old Japanese youth international. Senior far more concerned now because this Kashiwa Reysol side have been in prime position for the bulk of this tie. And they've gone from top of the group to third in the group in the space of a couple of minutes. As things stand, Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo and Kyoto Sanga will be the two sides to advance from Group C, as they'll finish on 10 points each if the scores remain the same, because Sapporo has scored against Sagan Tosu and Sanga have taken the lead through a man who actually scored against Consadole Sapporo, Genki Omai. His second goal in the tournament. Plays so well as a second striker, but wants to play a fine role in midfield. He's certainly been good on attack in the minutes that he's been on. Toyokawa to set things up down the near side flank. In the end, it is an overly enthusiastic Genki Omai who is penalised by the referee. He's having a bit of a laugh. Hitagazu Otani has taken over the captain's armband from Yuta Someya. In possession here. Leaving that ball behind. The midfield seemingly strong at the moment, Kyoto Sanga. They do not want to let opportunities go a-begging. It is going to be a free kick to Kyoto Sanga. We have 10 minutes to play in this tie, and there is disbelief from Kaito Mori. The referee saying that he impeded his opponent. And there might have been a little bit of tugging from both players, but Kaito Mori, using his size, seemed just bundled over his opponent. Now, Kashiwa Reysol, what do they have in response? Remaining 10 minutes of this tie. A little chip towards the goalkeeper, and that might have proved very difficult for the individual in goal. Iwashita came flying up. Had he got a touch on that, completely different situation. Potentially deflecting that goal bound. The goalkeeper has to try to make a decision to cover the trajectory of the ball if it is not touched, and indeed try to cover if it is deflected by an opponent. Minami with the ball in. The last of the Kashiwa Reysol changes. Dodi, what does he have in response? He's had a second half that is a little lackluster by his high standards. Here he is though, looking to turn on his opponent and go, wins the free kick, effectively on the halfway line. Kyoto Sanga needing to defend with all their might in the closing stages. 8 minutes plus some added time potentially to come. Lovely footwork and interplay. Kaito Mori is gathering into position from which to receive, hoping something might come his way. Kyoto Sanga at the moment doing enough to starve the supply of the taller men forward. To come a little deeper to fetch now as well. Little overlapping run here into a danger area, and that really will go down as a gilt-edged chance that is not converted. Again, the attempts are coming, and again it's Ominami with the ball that sneaks beyond the Kyoto Sanga defenders and indeed finds a teammate. finish not forthcoming. Unoki, he might be a little displeased. There's the man that has fed in 2 delightful balls. Attempts at encouragement from the home support. Kashiwa Reysol in danger of not advancing. They want to keep this ball in play. They want to get this ball into their opponent's final third. To Kashiwa Reysol, there's almost a desperation to it now rather than simply urgency. They need a goal. Genki Omae's goal separating these sides currently. Delivery in here, and that was a beautiful ball laid across the turf. It should have been put away by Dodi, who punches the ground in frustration. And the Brazilian knows that he's let a glorious scoring chance go. Again, the run down the flank, a ball delivered crisply into the danger area, and Iwashita has been doing this with a little more consistency in the second half. Dodi failing to find the finish. Araki. Not quite at the stage where anywhere will do, but wanting to get the ball away from their own danger area, and Ismaila tries a shot that is ultimately lacking in power, trickles its way to the goalkeeper, who comfortably collects and looks to send his outfield players on their way. Failing to keep that ball in play. Kashiwa Reysol will have the throw-in. Substitutions who made the difference for Kyoto Sanga. Is there to be a fairy tale story for Kashiwa Reysol from their substitutions? Fewer than 5 minutes remaining in this tie. Stoic defense from Sumaya. Everybody wants it. Quickly, quickly. Where's the ball? We need it. Unoki trying to hurry things up. Furukawa getting back to help out defensively. Ismaila. A header that attempts to be shifted forward. Kitazume. Kitazume and Iwashita operating on the respective flanks, right and left. Those wing-back roles for Kashiwa Reysol today looked successful in the opening half, and they started on the stronger foot, but they've not pinned down their opponents, and they've certainly not put them under a great deal of pressure. But there are chances coming, and Mori and Dodi had opportunities in this second half just minutes ago to find equalizers. They failed to take those chances. Sanga not seeing too much possession, and when they are, they're not too concerned about trying to find a second goal, rather just steering the ball away from their opponents. On this occasion, though, that's a free kick. Lost possession, and Dodi fouled. An equaliser for Kashiwa will be enough to see them into the next round, see them progress. As things stand, however, it will not be the team in yellow and black who proceed. Delivery in here, It looked like a half chance at best. In the end, he's managed to get a foot to it and earned a corner, deflected out. As Kashiwa Reysol again go from the corner. If, however, Sagan Tosu managed to find an equalizer and are able to hold Consadole Sapporo, then Sanga will advance as top of the group, Kyoto Sanga, and Kashiwa Reysol will advance as second in the group. These are all still moments of speculation. Is it going to be a day that both these sides can use to celebrate? The start of Group C was any one of the four teams could finish in a playoff spot. Not just blocking his opponent's run, rather emphatically putting his body in the way. Iwashita on this occasion. A moment's pause, reflection. Kashiwa Reysol will be hoping that Sagan Tosu can do them a favour. Matches played concurrent to one another. We're coming up to the 90-minute mark here. This fixture is all but done. Kyoto Sanga leading. As we hit the 90-minute mark, 4 minutes of time has been added on. Again, options. Some desperate defending. But there are options for Kyoto Sanga, who continue to try to play the game they were playing in the lead-up to the goal, and the substitutes have been heavily involved. Mendes on this occasion, though, taking a little knock to the face, perhaps, as he managed to clear. So Kashiwa Reysol, the 99 and 2013 J.League Cup winners, can still advance if they lose this tie, but they will have to rely on a draw between the other two sides in this group. Sume with his attempted cross, looking to find Dodi or Mori. That is Dodi. There's another one of the substitutes in Fumio Unoki, still only 20. Bright talent for the future. Kept in play? No. Looked like he managed to keep it in play. Takaharu Ida. 2.5 minutes of added time remain. Kyoto Sanga, who only returned to J1 for the first time since 2010 this past season, after finishing second in J2. That is going to be a free kick, and a yellow card is issued as well. Unsurprisingly, Shihashi picks up the yellow card. On the goal scorer. Two minutes of added time remains. Oldest club competing in the J-League are Kyoto Sanga. Founded in 1922, is this potentially their year? They celebrate 100 years of existence, their centenary this year, and maybe, just maybe, there is some success to be had in their milestone season. Drawn 2 wins in their home matches in the group stage, but their losses were by 3-goal margins in both their away games so far. They drew against Kashiwa in the opening Group C match, but beat them 2-0 in their first J-League meeting. And the 2 ties they've had so far in 2022 into the final minute of time added on. Kashiwa Reysol want to make sure of their progression. They do not want to rely on a draw happening in the other match. The score draw, that is. Flick on. Seconds remaining. The home support trying to drum and encourage their side to a goal, and it's going to be out for the corner. Is there time for the corner? Referee says yes. Players scramble into their defensive positions. Everybody up, including the goalkeeper. Sasaki has made his way to the opposing final third. Delivery to come. Looks to be a little strong. The header is there. It's tame despite being on target. And with that, the ball will be smothered. And for Kashiwa Reysol, it is a little wait now. But it is celebrations, jubilation for Kyoto Sanga. What a game. After successive losses by 3-goal margins in their previous away games in this J.League Cup, they find themselves victorious away from home over Kashiwa Reysol. And a side whose cup pedigree is only really the 2002 Emperor's Cup. Well, they find themselves with the smiles on their faces come the end of this tie, because they have managed to produce the only goal of the game, and it proves decisive. A strike from the substitute Genki Omai after being set up by fellow substitute in Daigo Araki. Quality on the pitch. They outperformed their opponents. They outperformed their hosts, did this Kyoto Sanga side. And they acknowledge those in the stands. Referee Kasahara as well, in the build-up to the goal, played a moment of advantage that had he stopped play might not have seen a result. It is finished in this final group stage match in the J.League Cup. Kashiwa Reysol 0, Kyoto Sanga 1.
グループステージ1位通過を決めました。おめでとうございます。今の気持ちお願いします。
はい、嬉しいです。はい。
ご自身のゴールで通過を決めたわけですが、ゴールシーン振り返っていただけますか。
まあ大悟からいいボール来てフリーだったんで、はい、しっかりコース狙って、はい、決めれてよかったです。
鮮やかなゴールだったと思いますが、イメージ通りでしたか。
そうですね。まあもらう前にしっかり空いてるスペースも見えてましたし、まあキーパーとも駆け引きできて、はい、いいゴールだったと思います。
後半苦しい時間もありました。その中で途中で交代して入ったわけですけれども、どのようなことを意識されて入られたんでしょうか。
前半からしっかりねチームでハードワークできてたと思いますし、その結果、自分が点取りましたけど、チーム全体で、いい守備もできたし、粘り強い守備もできて、勝ち点3取れてよかったと思います。
勝たなくてはいけないこの戦い、勝つことができた意味いかがでしょうか。
勝てば上に行けるって分かりやすい状況だったんで、しっかり勝ててよかったです。
プレーオフステージに進むわけですが、その前にリーグ戦もあります。これからどのようなプレーを見せていきたいか、最後にお願いします。
この流れでしっかり連戦なんで、しっかり次のね広島戦に向けてつなげていけたらいいなと思います。
おめでとうございました。
はい、ありがとうございます。
So hearing from the man that made the difference between these sides, it is the travelling supporters who are happiest come the end of this tie. Kyoto Sanga with the victory as they claim a 1-0 advantage over their teammates, over their opponents. The respective teammates for the defeated side go and acknowledge their fans, but the man who scored the winning goal goes to acknowledge the travelling support. Big fan of Genki Omai as the number 50 jersey that he holds up in salute of the man that made the difference.
いつにも増して勝ちに重みがある一戦と話されていたこの試合、勝ちました。まずお気持ちお願いします。
そうですね、本当に勝たないと内容がいくら良くても、次のチャンスはなかったので、そういう意味で本当選手、クリーンにファイトしたと思いますし、そこで勝負かけて出した大前がしっかり結果を出してくれたともチームとしては前進できる材料ですし、何より、ここ最近、セットプレー以外の失点もすごく減っているというところでいうと、全員の士気が上がってくるのを感じますし、勝ち負けっていうのは運もありますから、全部勝てるわけじゃないですけど、どう向かっていくかということはいつも、はっきりして選手に伝えているつもりなので、選手よく頑張ったと思います。
そのまさに後半途中の3枚替え、あれは監督どのような狙いを持ってだったんでしょうか。
もう勝たないと次のステージに進出できないというのは分かってたので、やっぱり攻撃的な選手を使って、本来なら、もうちょっと時間かけて切るんですけど、今回は、早めに切って、勝負をかけてやったところ、それがうまくいったか分からないですけど、良かったと思います。
フレッシュなメンバーで結果を出していけること、これチームにとって非常に大きいと思うんですが、そのあたりいかがですか。
そうですね、誰が出ても、京都として大事にしていることを貫いて今シーズンもやっていこうと思っているので、これで、また中2日、広島の試合ありますけども、しっかり準備してやっていきたいと思います。
おめでとうございました。
はい、ありがとうございます。
It's a victory for Kyoto Sanga, a defeat for Kashiwa Reysol on home soil. They needed the win to boost confidence. They needed a draw to secure their place in the playoff round. But it was Kyoto Sanga who needed a win, who came good on the day, courtesy of Genki Omai. Disappointment in the result for Kashiwa Reysol fans. They did Kyoto Sanga without the reigning Konami monthly VIP, Peter Utaka, leading scorer for the club. 8 goals already so far this campaign. And making his way off the bench, Genki Omai, with his second goal of the campaign. Sees Kyoto Sanga into the playoff berth. Well, a match in which much was expected of the home side. The away team were a side that certainly hadn't managed to produce goods away from home, and travelling they looked to struggle. Early stages, it was Uchiai with the initial effort. The Cannondorf Nagai came off the body, and referee well positioned to make the call, no penalty. And Kashiwa Reysol again getting into attacking positions, nearly seeing Nagai scramble that ball back into his own net. And a tremendous performance in defence did Kazuma Nagai. Managed to only just scoop that over his own crossbar, but again, good pressure, good presence from Masukake. He was heavily involved in many of the attacks. But after those initial attempts, it was largely the visiting side who were getting into the positions to score, although not hitting the targets. Very busy in midfield was Keita Nakano. Strikes the ball well with his left boot and with his right. Kept trying to put it into space, created the space, gets the shot away. Ida on this occasion. At half-time it was 0-0, a couple of changes, including bringing on Ismaila for Kyoto Sanga. Well, that could have resulted in an own goal as the goalkeeper came out to try to keep Yuki Honda's whipped ball in away from the danger area. The second half would also prove opportunistic for this Kashiwa Reysol side. There were chances. They carved out opportunities. But those windows of opportunity slammed shut very quickly by some quality defending from their opponents. Perhaps not the best of attempts from Kaito Mori, who would have another chance later on in the tie as well for an equaliser. The second half changed when Genki Omae, who created this chance, strode forward with purpose, got himself into an attacking position, and then just saw the header elude him as a beautiful ball whipped in by Ida was only slightly deflected. And then the turnaround. The foul here. Referee plays advantage. Oh so critical. Daigo Araki, the Chiba-born man, is on his way, cuts it back into the man in space, in the penalty arc, takes the first touch just to compose himself, and then the finish magically placed beyond the opposing goalkeeper in Masato Sasaki. And Genki Omae has his second goal of the J.League Cup, and indeed the goal that would prove decisive in this tie. Beautifully struck, nicely set up. Perfect placement just beyond the goalkeeper. And then the chances came for Kashiwa Reysol. There was a sense of urgency after the goal because they knew they needed to find a goal to at least have an equaliser. If they found an equaliser, there would be no concern about who would advance from the group. A score draw in the game between Sapporo and Sagantosu would see Kashiwa Reysol advance with Kyoto Sanga to the playoff rounds. And in the end, the final chance was tame. It would be the victory for Kyoto Sanga. A fine victory it was indeed. 1-0 it ends in favour of the away side, who had far more of the attacking opportunities, particularly in the opening half. In the second half, not quite as much. They were more evenly matched as Kashiwa Reysol showed some purpose and industry in the ball and on the ball. And ultimately, with the result coming through, a 1-1 draw between Sapporo and Sagantosu, it is Kyoto Sanga and Kashiwa Reysol who are going to advance from this group. Well, thank you very much for joining us here today. This final match in the J.League Cup is concluded. Match day 6 is done. Kyoto Sanga with a fine win away at Kashiwa Reysol.